what is the possibility? Yeah. I may know it in totality. I may be able to make the best use. So similarly, all of us in this human form of life, when we have been created, there is also a manual for all of us. And what is that manual? That manual is Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And the Supreme Lord created the humans. He also gave us this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. But what has happened in so many millenniums, in so many years, gradually we have disconnected ourselves from the foundations, from the roots. And now hardly anyone knows what is there in Bhagavad Gita. And we are all experimenting in our own ways and how we can make the best use of this life. So what is the possibility? The possibility is very remote. So if we have this knowledge, if we have the guidance from Bhagavad Gita, there is all possibility that this life of ours will be very fulfilling, it will be joyful, and we will be able to perform the purpose of human. So Krishna is enlightening Arjuna, and through Arjuna, for those all of us who would come in future, in this age of Kali Yuga, for our benefit, Krishna has given this knowledge. So we have covered almost 50% of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is presented in 18 chapters. Although it was not presented chapter-wise, as we see now, it is a free-flowing dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna at the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Arjuna is asking questions and Krishna is giving the answers. So it is actually a question-answer session. Yeah, we now see the trend of FAQs, frequently asked questions. But actually, Bhagavad Gita is the most original FAQ. Arjuna has spoken 84 verses. There are 700 verses in Bhagavad Gita. The first verse is spoken by Dhritarashtra. Only one verse. He has only one verse. Because we don't want to be the follower of Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra could not get even one verse of Bhagavad Gita. He could not accept or get advantage of even one verse of Bhagavad Gita. And then Sanjay speaks, I think, 43 verses in Bhagavad Gita. And Arjuna speaks 84 verses in Bhagavad Gita. And most of his verses are in the form of questions. Arjuna, just here, I said knowledge will come by. So please, then we have to accept that. And here, you learn from Amoha. Although she might be less in age, but she is very mature in her learning. Okay? So just be patient, relax, and hear. Enjoy the hearing session. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Divesh. So Arjuna's, mainly the questions are there. Questions about his, questions, reveals the person's character. Why? Because whatever is the inquisitiveness in one's heart is revealed through the question. And secondly, through questioning, the answerer or the speaker comes to know what is the consciousness of the person. It depends on what kind of questions he does. So that also reveals your teachers here. So when a student asks a question, one can know what is the depth of the student. वो कितने पानी में है पता चल जाएगा. और कितना धरती पे है ये भी पता चल जाता है. Both. Actually, asking question is a sign of intelligence. Not only those who are participating, those who are active in hearing, because human mind is inquisitive. There is a desire to know. So they will ask questions. So Arjuna has asked question in the 8th chapter. Arjuna asked how many questions? 8 questions. And the 8th question was how to be able to remember you at the time of death. You all know? Ante Narayana Smriti. If someone is able to remember the Supreme Lord at the time of death, then his salvation is sure. But it will not happen on its own. What is to be required is practice throughout the life. All of you are sitting here right now. Anyone who has come with a new car or with a new bike or with a new pair of shoes, where our mind will go again and again to our belongings. If the session becomes a little late, then the anxiety will start to grow. Whether my possession is in place or not, somebody has not taken it away or stored it. So that is the human psyche. It gets distracted, it gets degraded very easily by our obsessions and by our possessions. So Krishna is bringing the purpose of human life right in the center by speaking Bhagavad Gita. So this ninth chapter is entitled The Most Confidential Knowledge. Some of you were there in the previous session. I see some of the faces. Some are new. How many of you have come, who has come for the first time in this session today? Okay. 2 of you, 3 of you. Yeah, welcome. So I'll give a little recap of what this chapter is. So this Bhagavad Gita is presented, as I said, in 18 chapters. So the first 6 chapters talks about performing action. All of us in this human form of life, everyone is forced to perform action, either physical or verbal or mental. Right or wrong? No one can be free from performing action, not even for a moment. Nahi kashi shanamapi jatu tishtanti akarmatit karate hi avasha karma sarve prakrti charya. 3rd chapter, 5th verse. Krishna explains. Arjuna said that I don't want to fight. So what he will do? I will go to the forest and retire. Many times. We also feel in the world. There is so much of tribulation, there is so much of trouble, there is so much of struggle to help it. I am not interested. Let me withdraw and let me go in isolation. I can be at peace of mind. It will never happen. It can never happen. Because maybe you can physically withdraw, but mentally you cannot withdraw. And you will be forced. You will be forced by your there to perform the action according to the mode or according to the quality you have. Again. I'll give you one live example. Every year comes New year changes, and we have new resolutions every year. And we say we want to give up this bad habit, which has troubled me the most in this life, in that year. Now what happens? Habit change, year changes, habit has not changed. You may try your best. Few days, you may seem that you would be successful. But when you gave up that attempt, you will not be able to even notice it. Why? Because everyone is forced to act helplessly. So, this is very important. So, we have to perform action. Then what kind of action we will perform? We should perform the action which brings the best advantage. So, that is called karma. So, and karma is only advantageous when it is performed in connection with the Supreme Lord, which is called yoga. So, first 6 chapters talk about karma yoga. Very famous verse, all of you know, karmaṇya-vadikāraste. We have only one right. What is our birthright? To perform our right action. Then, of course, there are 3 more important aspects to it, which we don't accept. That you are not entitled to the results or the fruits of your action, which we don't accept. If I am the doer, then obviously I am the enjoyer. How can anyone else be the enjoyer? If with this attack mentality we perform the action, then we become bound by the action. We are attached to the action and we are also attached to the result of fruit of the action. So Krishna speaks about the quality of birth, which frees one from bondage, that is one frees one from attachment. Sit with your mother. So that is in the first 6 chapters. You can remember the first 6 chapters by only words. I give the word, I keep repeating. With one word, you can remember the full content of the first 6 chapters. The first 6 chapters can be encapsulated in one word. You know, in Sanskrit, there is a word called Sutra. Sutra means that if you expand it, the whole text will be, and one word is duty. The first chapter focuses on performing the duty, the rightful action, which is one's duty. So this is the core teaching of Bhagavad Gita, that it inspires everyone to perform his rightful action. That is called duty. Actually, dharma, according to Bhagavad Gita, is duty. Karmāṇi. We have only one right. That right is to perform our right action. So then, further than duty is devotion. So the middle 6 chapters, the one that we are discussing, the 9th chapter, Krishna is speaking about devotion. When duty is performed with devotion, it becomes divine. One example I am always inspired to give, you see the relationship of the mother and child. How the mother brings up the child. Is she only duty bound? Is it that the fooding time is 9 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 7 in the evening? This time we will have food, rest time don't ask me. I am duty bound. Like all of us are in the office, duty bound. 9 o'clock there is biometric, I will be there. But 6 o'clock I won't be there. I will leave. So what is there? Devotion. Devotion means love and affection. Feelings are there. Loving feelings are there. Which goes deeper. So that Krishna is explaining from 7th to 12th chapter. So we are discussing the 9th chapter. And the final section Krishna will speak is about Jnana, that is knowledge. So what knowledge brings? Detachment. Ignorance means attachment, and knowledge means detachment, not ordinary knowledge. Which knowledge? Spiritual knowledge. If one is spiritually enlightened, he will be detached. He will not be affected by the pains and pleasures of neither the body nor the worldly activities, nor other. So his relationship with others also will be perfect. Why? Because he's not expecting anything out. If you see today's scenario, the biggest problem that every individual is facing is the relationship problem. None of the relationship is working what it should be. No one is experiencing the rasa or the joy of one's relationship. Why? Because expectations are high. Very high expectations one have. And the offering is none. So we have very selfish relationship, and every selfish relationship is bound to have bitter experiences. So Krishna gives the knowledge to become detached. Even in the most closest of relationship between father and son or mother and daughter, they can do better if they are detached. By attachment, they cannot do any good. What is the example? Dhritarashtra. If Dhritarashtra would have done justice, what he would have done? He would have checked Duryodhana since his childhood. Then he would have justified the role of the father. Attachment does not allow you to perform your duty. So Krishna speaks about knowledge that brings detachment. So in the 9th chapter, so far we have discussed, Krishna gives in these first 3 verses, he speaks about this divine knowledge, the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. And he says, who can receive this knowledge? The qualification is quite high. I'm just recapping. The qualification is those who are non-envious. Where to get this qualification? Can you go in the market and buy a injectable injection or a pill that will remove envy from your heart? Is it possible? Can you go consult a consultant, a doctor, a psychiatrist, that my dear sir, take as much peace as possible, but remove the element of envy from my heart? No. What we need to have, envy can only be removed if we have love. So Bhagavad Gita can only be acknowledged or can only be applied to the extent we are removing envy from our. If we remove this element from our life, what will be the extent of relishment that we will experience in this life? We can't imagine. So Krishna says that this is meant for those who are free of envy. And he says, Arjuna, my dear, you are free from envy, so I'll impart this knowledge to you. And he says that whoever receives this knowledge, he becomes freed from all material miseries. So the purpose of speaking Bhagavad Gita is to relieve us from all material miseries. No more suffering, only joy. Enjoy. Everyone wants to enjoy. So much of suffering. Every moment in life he is encountering so many sufferings. Okay. Cursor is not stable. Okay. And in the second verse, he spoke about the characteristics of the knowledge that he is going to impart. What is that knowledge that we are discussing now? That this is the king of all knowledge. This is most secret and it is most purest. And in this way, he enumerated the qualities or the characteristics of this knowledge which is going to impart. We're discussing that. And in the third verse, he says that there is another, I will discuss about faith today also, that one who is devoid of faith. You see, in all walks of life, we have to exhibit some level of faith. When you join IRA as a student, you have faith that after spending 3 years or 4 years, IRA will award you a degree, a certificate, that you are a qualified scientist. Yes or no? No? All of them are silent. If you go and buy a air ticket, you have faith that the airlines is going to take you to the destination on a certain date. Did everybody cancel his air tickets after the episode of Ahmedabad? How much was the cancellation? Not even 10%, not even 1%. So in all walks of life, we have to exhibit faith. So where we have to actually exhibit faith? In the words of the Supreme. And then Krishna gives this knowledge. What is this Vidya? First he gives knowledge about his relation with this material world. How this material world is so organized, and it is, everything is in sequence. You see this functioning of this material world, everything is in perfect order. The seasons are in perfect order. You will have summers, and after summers, what you will have? Monsoons, and then what you will have? You will have fall, and then you will have winter. So everything is in order. Every day the sun will rise, and in the evening the sun will set. There is no malfunctioning. Have you ever seen anything going out of its sequence? Nothing. Why? Because this is not man-made. So Krishna speaks and he gives this knowledge that, and he says how this entire cosmos is working. He says this is pervaded by me because I am there in the entire creation. And how is there? In his unmanifest form. You cannot see him. Can we see him? No. He is there in our heart also. But But can we see him? No. In his unmanifest form. Avyakta-murti now. In his unmanifest form. Because we cannot see him, what most of us believe, that he does not exist. No. Any one of you can see your intelligence? Show me. Anyone can show intelligence? That means intelligence does not exist. Can anyone see his mind? So that is not a proper assessment. Okay, so Krishna says that all beings are in me, but I am not in them. That everyone is dependent on me. What it means that everyone is dependent on me for their maintenance. Many people argue and they say, no, I don't, there is no role of this Lord. But how the Lord is maintaining us? Through his material nature. Can anyone say that he will not breathe? Can anyone say he will not drink or he will not eat? Can he survive? No, he is dependent. His dependence is on nature to provide him sustenance. So Krishna speaks about in the 4th verse how he maintains that everything is being dependent on me, but he says I am not dependent on them. And he gave an analogy of a king. Or like I gave the analogy of a president or a prime minister in case of India. Everything is under the control of the prime minister. And how he controls? Directly, personally? No. How? He has a cabinet of ministers. Through his ministers and through their departments, he is in control of everyone and everything. And in the 5th verse, Krishna spoke about his majestic opulence. What is the majestic opulence? That although he pervades everywhere and everyone is in him, but he is not in them. This is Krishna's majestic opulence. And how to understand this? Krishna gives an analogy of the wind and the sky. Where the wind can exist? Within the sky. The wind may be blowing very, at a lot of velocity. But does it affect the sky? What is the effect of the sky? When there is a huge velocity of wind, the trees may go down, there may be so much damage. But where the wind is blowing within the sky, is there any effect on the sky? No, the sky is completely unaffected. So Krishna gives this analogy that he is unaffected. He is aloof. What it means to be aloof, that we will discuss today. And in the 7th verse and 8th verse, he explains. So in the 9 to 6 verses, he explains how he maintains through his diverse energies. And his energies are invisible. But invisible does not mean that it does not exist. And in the 7th and 8th verse, he speaks of how he creates and how he annihilates. So normally we say God, God. God means, G means generator, that he is the source, he is the foundation of everyone and everything. And O means he is the operator, means he is the maintainer. And also he is the destructor. He annihilates. So someone may ask that why he creates if he has to annihilate. Isn't it? Why he has to create if he has to annihilate? But you experience that every day. Every day you have the sunrise, the day begins, and every day there is sunset, the day ends. And you rest, you go to sleep. When we go to sleep, what we experience? Almost death. Our consciousness is covered. But next day again we are alive. So this is the nature of this material. This is the nature of this material creation, that it is temporary. And it is periodical. It is rotating. So all this we have covered. Okay. So now we will take the 9th verse today. We will take the 9th verse and come to today's discussion. So you can open the page. The page number in my book for the 9th verse is 410. न च मां तानि कर्माणि निबध्नन्ति धनञ्जय उदासीनवदासीनम् असक्तं तेषु कर्मसु न च मां तानि कर्माणि निबध्नन्ति धनञ्जय उदासीनवदासीनम् asaktam teṣu karmasu na ca mam tāni karmāṇi nibadhnanti dhanam-jaya udāsīna-vat asaktam teṣu karmasu. Please recite. Your turn. Recite without the mic. Try.
न च मां तानि कर्माणि
न च मां तानि कर्माणि
निबध्नन्ति धनञ्जय
निबध्नन्ति धनञ्जय āsīnam
उदासीन-वद āsīनam
udāsīna-vad āsīnam
asaktam teṣu karmasu
asaktam teṣu karmasu. Oh, Divyansh, you want to recite? Recite.
Nayama tāni karmāṇi
Na ca mam tāni karmāṇi
nibadhnanti dhanam-jaya
nibadhnanti dhanam-jaya udāsīna-vad āsīnam
teṣu karmasu
asaktam teṣu karmasu. Look, when I am reciting, then you should look at word meaning. You see? Sit down. The word meaning is there. If you look at the word meaning, every word you will be able to relate what the meaning is. And that is why I am going slowly. Then you can, with repeated hearing, you can know the pronunciation. So that is why I repeat 3 times. And don't be in a hurry to speak. The focus should be in hearing, hearing, hearing. This is what Bhagavad Gita teaches us. What we have to do? We have to sharpen our hearing. What was Arjuna doing while Krishna was speaking? Hearing. And how he was hearing? He was hearing with attention. He was hearing with heart. You wait. You please wait. Haribol. What's your name? You please wait. Let others, and you should not be always very keen to speak first. Okay? Give others the chance. He has already spoken. Your chance is over. Give to others. You recite.
न च मां तानि कर्माणि
Na ca mam tāni karmāni
निबध्नन्ति धनञ्जय
nibadhnanti dhanam-jaya udāsīna-vat
teṣu karmasu
asaktam teṣu karmasu. You want to try? Try, speak. There is no marks here. Your hesitation will be over. Recite. Anyone more? Volunteer? It is simple. It is not so difficult. Okay, okay, we'll come to you. Okay, recite.
न च मां तानि कर्माणि
Na ca mam tāni karmāṇi
निबध्नन्ति धनञ्जय
nibadhnanti dhanam-jaya
उदासीन-वदासीनम्
udāsīna-vat
आसक्तं तेषु कर्मसु
asaktam teṣu karmasu. Okay, give it to your front. Okay, go ahead. Recite. But you have to recite properly. Well, wait. I will not accept errors. Because you have to hear attentively. Recite.
न च मां तानि कर्माणि
Na ca mam tāni karmāṇi
निबध्नन्ति धनञ्जय
nibadhnanti dhanam-jaya
उदासीन-वद udāsīnam
udāsīna-vat āsīnam
teṣu karmasu
asaktaṁ teṣu karmasu.
Very good. Very good. Excellent. Good try. Okay. So Krishna, after explaining that he is the cause, he is the factor, he is the foundation for entire creation, for entire maintenance, and also for entire dissolution. Now, what is the emphatic declaration that he gives? He says, Nacha mam tāni karmāṇi. All this work that Krishna conducts, he says, na. Na means never. It cannot nibadhnanti. It cannot bind you. In this material world, if you perform any action, it brings counteraction or reaction. And Krishna is the creator of entire cosmic manifestation. He is doing the maintenance of everyone and everything. And he is also the cause of dissolution. And after doing, no one can compare to this kind of phenomenal work. And what he declares, that whatever I do, nothing can bind. Nibadhnanti dhanam-jaya. So this is the art of. You perform action, but you are not bound by the reaction. You have seen a lotus leaf. Where do you find the lotus leaf? Oh, very good. In the pond, on the water. Yes? Not in a, you won't find it in a dry pond. Will you find it? There has to be water. And what is the quality of the lotus leaf? Although it is in the water, but the water does not wet it. If you pour water on the water leaf, what will happen? It will reject it. Although it stays in water, but it is not affected by water. How and why this is the quality? What is the quality which qualifies one to be free from the reaction? Krishna says, udāsīna-vat. Udāsīna, you know? Neutral. Or mean one who is disinterested. Udāsīna. बोलते हैं आजकल बहुत उदासीन हो गए. You are not showing any interest. So what it means? That one is either neutral or one is disinterested. So he says, udāsīna-vat āsīnam. Āsīnam means he is seated or he is situated. So he is always situated in neutrality. That means he is not affected. Either the result is favorable or either the result is unfavorable. That means he has no impact of the outcome or the result. We will discuss this, how to make this a part of our life. So this should be our focus. And when we perform action, what we have to do, you have to respect that. Devyansh, don't play with it. Just remain seated. Keep your senses relaxed and hear. Open your ears and hear. Yeah. Good. Please bring them. They will learn. They will become one of Amoha's friends. And I like also. You see how she will hear. So, udāsīna-vat is the quality. This quality will enable us to remain free from the reaction of our actions. And when we are free from the reaction of our action, then we can really enjoy performing the action. Then there will not be any anxiety. Then there will not be any insecurity. Most of the time when we are performing action, there is so much of anxiety and insecurity. Why? Because we are always contemplating on the outcome or result. What will be the result? What will be the outcome? So how Krishna is saying that I perform all this activity of creation, of maintenance and destruction, but I am always udāsīna. I am completely aloof or I am detached. What is the detached of? Of the outcome. And the second quality is asaktam teṣu karmasu. Saktam means attached. And asaktam means non-attached or detached. So two qualities. One is udāsīna-vat and the other is asaktam. So what brings bondage? When we have attachment to action and when we also have attachment to the outcome or result. It entangles. Any action that we perform, it will entangle us. It will bind us to face the reaction of it. But if we can develop these two qualities, udāsīna-vat and asaktam, then we can really be at peace of mind. And we can really feel each other. Okay, we understood the verse to some extent. So let us see the translation. So Krishna says, "Oh Dhanañjaya," Arjuna's one of the name is Dhanañjaya. Dhanañjaya means one who is the who amasses a lot of wealth, dhana. And Anjaya means one who can amass a lot of wealth. How Dhanañjaya can amass a lot of wealth, Arjuna? By his prowess. He was such a warrior that if any opponent king would have to face Arjuna, what he would do? He would accept defeat. But Arjuna is Dhanañjaya. Why? Because he is also the possessor of the greatest wealth. What is the greatest wealth? Knowledge. Knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna says, "Oh Dhanañjaya, all this work means creation, maintenance and dissolution, what he has explained so far, cannot bind me. I am ever detached from all these material activities, seated as though neutral." Here. So this is the quality. That when we are performing the action, the problem is we are thinking that we are the doer of the action. But it is me who is making it happen. Enjoyer of the result. So Krishna in Bhagavad Gita is giving this is the art of it. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. In the second chapter, he introduced. But what exactly the detail is, now he is explaining graphically. Although I create, although I maintain, and although I annihilate also, but I remain free from the reaction. How? Because I am udāsīna-vat and I am asaktam. So these two qualities, this is life lessons for us. These two qualities we have to develop. To the extent we are able to develop, then we will see we will never have any relationship. All relationship problems exist because we do not have the relationship based on these qualities. We have high expectations and we are exploitative. Why? We are expecting that the other person will act according to my desire or according to what I feel is favorable for me. So there will always be bitterness. There will always be conflict and there will always be relationship problem. Any field of life, to the extent we are attached and to the extent we think that we are the doers or enjoyers, we will experience miseries. Misery. That is why this world is becoming more and more miserable. Who is becoming miserable? All of us, the humans. Why? Because these divine qualities do not exist. Okay, we will discuss the purport also. Connection that the Supreme Personality of Godhead has no engagement. Why? Because he is aloof, he is detached, and he is udāsīna-vat. But he has no material connection. In his spiritual world, he is always engaged. In the Brahma-saṁhitā 5.6, Brahma-saṁhitā is given by Brahmaji, Lord Brahma. And he says that ātmārāmasya tasyāsti prakṛtyā samāgamaḥ. He is always involved in his eternal blissful spiritual activities, but he has nothing to do with this material activities. What is the difference between spiritual and material? These two qualities. To the extent we are attached, and to the extent we feel that we are the doers, that any activity, even if you are performing a spiritual activity, it will come on the material plane. Of course, any material activity which is performed, but if it is in connection with the Supreme Lord, and so it has to be with these two qualities. It has to be as if neutral. Neither I am the doer, nor I am the controller, nor I am the enjoyer. In every aspect of our life, we are trying to impose these three conditions. That I am the doer, I am the controller, and I am the enjoyer. But let me tell you some, declaration that in any relationship or in any sphere of life, we can be neither of them. By the time you will realize, our time will be over. So, knowledgeable a person is intelligent who is able to detect early. Not if I try to push the rock by knocking it with my head, the rock will not be damaged, my head will be damaged. So the Supreme Lord has no material connection. Material activities are being carried by different potencies. And this we discussed previously. The Lord is always neutral in his material activities of the created world. This neutrality is mentioned here with the word udāsīna-vat, as if he is disinterested. He is not interested. Where he is not interested? With the outcome, whether it is favorable or unfavorable. He gives freedom. To whom he gives freedom? To his creation, to all of us. We may do as we desire, but he gives the guidance. Whether we accept or not, he does not enforce. Although he has control over his every minor detail of material activities, he is sitting as if neutral. And how to understand this? What kind of neutrality is this? So Prabhupada gives the example of a high court judge sitting on the bench. By his order, so many things are happening. Someone is being hanged, right? A Supreme Court judge or a High Court judge may order someone who is a murderer or a criminal for a death sentence or a penalty of life imprisonment. Right or wrong? And to some, he may award a reward. Right or wrong? So is the judge partial? To some he is giving life sentence, and to some he is giving a reward. Is the judge partial? I'm asking all of you. Is the judge partial? Is he partial or neutral? He is neutral. No one says that he is partial. No. Someone is being hanged, someone is being put into jail, someone is awarded a huge amount of wealth, but still he is neutral. He has nothing to do with all that gain and loss. Similarly, the Lord is always neutral, although he has his hand in every sphere of activities. In the Vedānta-sūtra 2.134, it is stated, vaiṣamya-nairghṛṇye. He is not situated in the dualities of this material world. This material world, there will always be the duality. What is duality? Loss and gain. Defeat and victory. Pain and pleasure. Day and night. There will always be duality. So if we remain on the platform of duality, then we will experience pain. Then we will experience sufferings. He is transcendental to these dualities, nor is he attached to the creation and annihilation of this material world. So we may think sometimes that we are in control. To some extent, I am a controller. I am in controlling position of my office. So many people report to me. So many workers are under me. Or so many students are under me. But actually, our control is not absolute. Our control is only partial. We may think like, no, you decide that you will enjoy the meal that you like. You can go to your favorite restaurant to dine. You decide that you will go and dine in your favorite restaurant. And you will order for your favorite dish. It may come. You may sit and enjoy. But anyone else can come and sit on the next seat. Can you control? What will happen? The pleasure that you are experiencing, it will immediately go down. Then you cannot control. Can you control? Can you tell the restaurant manager that, hey, I want to enjoy it alone? No one should come and disturb me. Can you control that I don't like this light? I want a cozy life. Change the light. Can you say that? No. So in any case, in any sphere of our life, what we have to do? We are not the controllers. We cannot be the controller. The biggest problem in all relationship is due to one tendency. And what is the tendency? Controllership. Every relationship, one is trying to control the other. And to the extent we have this tendency, the relationship will get bitter and spoiled. And it will end, it will terminate. So this tendency has to be checked. It has to be withdrawn. So Krishna is talking about it, that how we have to be udāsīna-vat and asaktam, without attachment. So it's transcendental to all these dualities. Nor is he attached to the creation and annihilation of this material world. The living entities take their different forms in the various species of life according to their past deeds. And the Lord does not interfere with them. So like someone goes for an entertainment park. Now we have the concept of entertainment parks. Big, massive investments are done. Entertainment parks people go. And he goes for a swing, a roller coaster. What do you call? I don't know what is it called. A big swing, a roller coaster. Whatever. I remember roller coaster. And when it starts, the roller coaster starts. Initially, it will swing slowly, but gradually the swing will become paced. And most of the time, when people come down, then they start to have vomit, or they have headache, or they have many such disturbances. Can you go and sue the manager of the swing? Why you have put all this? Why you have put this, pain-giving equipment to us? It is our choice. And we paid for it. You have paid to get it. And you have paid to experience pain. Who can stop you? This is what Srila Prabhupada is saying. That the living entities take their different forms in the various species of life according to their deeds. As you sow, so shall you reap. Then don't complain. What you are harvesting is your own seed. Every life, the body and the situation that we are getting, the result of it is our actions. And the Supreme Lord does not interfere. So he is udāsīna. He does not come and hold our neck. Hey, you cannot do this. He will never do that. Our parents may stop us. They may sometimes punish us or beat us also to prevent us. But to what extent? Only to some extent. Because every individual has his free will. And the Supreme Lord does not interfere. This is the deeper meaning of what it means to be udāsīna. He does not interfere. He gives us the freedom of choice. He will enable us with this knowledge, and then we decide what we want to do. What is the time? I'll take one more verse and complete this section. The next verse is Krishna says, Maya-dhyakṣena prakṛtyā Sviyate sācara-charam hetunānena kaunteya jagat viparivartate Maya-dhyakṣena prakṛtyā Suyate sācara-charam hetunānena kaunteya jagat viparivartate. So now he finally declares and he says, Maya adhyakṣena prakṛtyā. This entire cosmic manifestation is working under my direction. Maya adhyakṣena. Adhyaksh means under the order or the person who is in control. And what it is doing? It is everything that can move. There are so many beings which can move. All of us can move. We are among the movable beings. And there are some achara. Achara means non-moving. What are non-moving? Trees, mountains, so many. But everyone is under his direction or under his control. And hetu nanena kaunteya. Hetu means he is the hetu, he is the cause. And jagat viparivartate. This material creation is again and again manifested, and again it is annihilated. So who is the cause? It is Supreme Lord. This material nature, which is one of my energies. But last few times we discussed that this Krishna's separated energy. What example I give? Somebody remembers? Somebody remembers the example? Like sun and sunlight. Sunlight is the energy of the sun, but it is separated. How much sunlight can we have from the sun? Is there any limit? And as much sunlight flows from the sun, does it reduce the power of the sun? No, that is separated. So similarly, this material energy it is one of the energies of it. It is separated energy. So Krishna is saying, this material nature, which is one of my energies, is working under my direction. Is the sunlight working under sun's direction, or yes or no? Yes. O son of Kunti, producing all moving and non-moving beings. Under its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again. So this is the concluding verse of this section. That how the Supreme Lord, he controls this material nature. So this knowledge is called the knowledge of the Almighty, or the majestic opulence of the Supreme Lord. So this is what the relationship of the Supreme Lord has with this material. Three things we need to know. The relationship of Jiva with this Jagat, this material world. The relationship of Jiva with Ishvara. And the relationship of Jagat with Ishvara, with Jagadish. So now what we were talking? We were talking about the relationship between the Supreme Lord and the material world. And later Krishna will speak about the relationship between the Supreme Lord and the living. That section we will come to the next. Okay? So here he is saying it is under my supreme techniques. Directly under my supreme techniques. So many times, if you ask the scientist, how is this nature working? What is the answer? If I may know, let me be enlightened. What is the reply? How this material nature is working? How is it working? You have all studied science for more than 10, 15, 20 years. What is the reply? How is this cosmic manifestation working? You please like to hear. Bring your hand down and hear. I don't want speculations. Here. There are more senior people. Whose knowledge is more. We will be benefited if we hear them. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, how is this cosmic manifestation? How is this world working? There is perfect harmony in this world. So how is it working? I'll give you one real life story. You all know about Sir Isaac Newton, one of the greatest scientists. He was a great believer in the Supreme Lord. But he had a good friend who was infidel or an atheist. So one day he invited his friend. His friend came to his house and he saw that Isaac Newton has prepared a very nice model of the solar system, 3-dimensional. That how the sun is rotating and how the other planets are rotating on its orbit. So he became very inquisitive and he said, he complimented that you have made such a, wonderful model. And then he said, that, how did you make it? He said, I did not make it. Well, how it happened? It happened on its own. Well, why you are joking with me? The friend became offended. Why you are joking with me? He said, yes, what I did, I kept a bag of plaster of Paris. And when I woke up, this model was there. So this friend even became more offended. And he became, a little disturbed. He said, if you don't want to tell, Don't tell, but don't joke with me. So similarly, all of us are thinking like the friend of Isaac Newton. That this world is, manifested from nowhere. Or some of the explanation is that there was a big bang. And from this big bang, everything harmonious has come. Is it possible? God forbid somebody comes and explodes a bomb here. What will happen? Big bang. Everything will become in order. The Krishna is declaring. It is ignorance. Krishna is declaring everything is working under my direction. Who is in control? Krishna is. Very clear. The controller is the Supreme Lord. No one else is the controller. See the purport. It is clearly stated here that the Supreme Lord, although aloof from all the activities of the material world, remains the Supreme Director. The Supreme Lord is the supreme will and the background of this material manifestation. But the management is being conducted by material nature. This is another. Ownership and management are different. Who are managing who are the managers of this material world? Demigods. How many demigods are there? 33 crores. These 33 crores demigods, they are in charge of material activities. Krishna is aloof from it. Krishna also states in the Bhagavad Gita that all the living entities in different forms and species, that I am the Father. The Father gives seed to the womb of the mother or the child. Similarly, the Supreme Lord by his mere glance injects all the living entities into the womb of material nature. So who is the Father? Is the Supreme Lord. And who is the mother? Material nature. Everyone is born from this material world, the material womb. And they come out in different form and species according to their last desires and activities. Again and again, please be very clear. This body that we have got, or whatever feature that we have got, or whatever situation that we have got, the result of it is coming from our past life. What we have performed in the past life, similarly we will get the body and the opportunity in this life. And what we do in this life, we will get in the next life. So it gets continued. All these living entities, although born under the glance of the Supreme Lord, take their different bodies according to their past deeds and desires. Two things very important. According to our desire also. Somebody wants to be in the air, he wants to fly. So Krishna will give him an opportunity that he can be a bird. He can keep flying. Or someone wants to dive. Scuba diver. So he can be in the aquatic body. He can keep diving. He can remain underwater. So according to both are important. Desires and deeds. Only desire will not decide, and only deed will also not decide. Both are important. Actually, what is the deed? What is the basis? Is the desire. So we should have the right desires, then we will perform the right deeds and actions. So the Lord is not directly attached to this material creation. He simply glances over material nature. Material nature is thus activated. And everything is created immediately. I'll give you one example. You have seen the toy of a child. There is a teddy bear. And that teddy bear has a drum. You have seen that toy? Very, very popular toy. And as soon as you put battery in that toy, what it starts to do? It starts to beat the drum. And as soon as you take out the battery, it cannot beat. So what is that battery? That battery is the hand of the Supreme. Till the time the glance is there, the Supreme Lord's superintendence, controlling power is there, the material nature is working. As soon as you take out the battery, it is dead. It is useless. So it is annihilated. This example is given in the Smriti. When there is a fragrant flower, another example, how to understand this point. When there is a fragrant flower before someone, the fragrance is touched by the smelling power of the person, right? As soon as we get a good smelling flower, what do? We try to enjoy the smell of that flower. Yet the smelling and the flower are detached from one another. One more thing, something to think of. The rose will give the smell of the rose, right? If you take juhi or mogra, it will give a different smell. If you take lotus, there is hardly smell. And there are many other flowers which has no smell. And where all of it is coming from? You can have the same garden in one patch of land. You can have different flowers, and every flower will smell differently. So where is the smell coming from? Is it coming from the land? Yes or no? Yes. But what flower will give what smell depends on the seed. In the same soil, you put different seeds. And if you take the seed and you smell, you get the smell, fragrance. Do you experience any fragrance? You don't experience any fragrance. So similarly, according to our past activities, it is in the form of seed. And that seed, when it is planted in this material nature, the flower or the smell. But here the example is different. The example is that if you smell also, but the smelling and the flower, they are detached, they are not the one. There is a similar connection between the material world and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Actually, he has nothing to do with this material world, but he creates by his glance and ordains. In summary, material nature without the superintendence of Supreme Personality of Godhead cannot do anything. Yet the Supreme Personality is detached from all the material activity. So he concludes, this is called his Yoga Aishwarya. This is the majestic opulence of the Supreme Lord, that although he is the source of everything, he is the foundation of everything, he is in control of everything. But how is he acting? Udāsīna. He is detached, he is aloof. Okay? So I'll stop here. I have almost reached 9. So I'll stop here. This section is also over. Let me see if there is anything in slide to share. Covered. Okay, so I'll just summarize in this section. First understanding is that everyone is created is in him, but he is not in them. So how we understood? With the analogy of the king and the departed. Although the king is in control of everyone. And how the king or the president, his power is spread all over the country by the energy, his ministers, his departments, not direct. Second was that how that he is not in them. Everything is in him, but he is not in them. This is his majestic opulence. The example was given of wind and the sky. Although the wind blows within the sky, but the sky is not affected by the wind. And the 9th verse, we talked about the High Court judge. And in the 10th word, the but do not touch. So the Lord is completely aloof. Although he is in control, he is the cause, but he is completely detached. Okay? So this means this is the Aishwarya. This is called the Aishwarya, the majestic opulence. Why this Gyan is required? So that we accept the supremacy of the Supreme. It becomes easy. Like the Prime Minister says, and no more 2,000 rupees note. How many people went against? Although opposition tried whatever. But can you have any value now for 2,000 rupees note? It is continued. So all of creation bewilders, even the most advanced. They are not able to find the clue that how this creation is in such a perfect harmony. Why? Because there is a control. Okay, what is the question?
Why did God create and destroy?
Why did God?
Create and destroy.
Yeah, I've already answered. I already answered this. I raised this question and I answered it. What was the answer?
Sir, how many so verses say Krishna?
How many shlokas
Says in Bhagavad
by Krishna?
Yes.
What is your opinion? Bhagavad Gita has how many verses?
700.
All spoken by Krishna?
700.
No.
200.
Don't speculate.
500.
You try whatever, you will not come to the next weekend. That is why it is Rajaguhyam. How you can know? When you hear attentively. I gave you the calculation, note it. First verse is spoken by Dhritarashtra. Where is your pen and notebook? You don't have a pen and notebook? How will you receive the learning? Will you be able to remember? No.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Said 40.
Huh?
43. Sanjay said 40.
Sanjay said 43. Very good. Good memory. And how many Dhritarashtra spoke?
40.
No. Dhritarashtra? 1. So 43 and 1 is how many?
44.
And Arjuna spoke 84. Okay? Now you do the calculation. Whatever is the remaining is spoken by Krishna. Tell me.
128.
You have to refine your maths. Please remain silent. Okay, anyone has any question or any doubt, please ask. Arjuna, I got 84 questions.
Sir, I can write it.
No, wait. You have to be a little patient and tolerant.
Sir, 148. 148.
Wait, please wait. Don't speak.
In next class.
When you are asked,
Sir,
then speak. You learn from Mama. She does not speak, but she hears and she gains knowledge. And she is very happy to hear. What is the first verse of Bhagavad Gita, Amma? Bolo? Wait here. Vedānta deno. Very good. Thank you. What about you? Okay, so thank you all for coming. And there is our venue for 10th is fixed.
Yes.
So we are very thankful to Dinesh sir for arranging this facility for us. We can all peacefully sit in AC on the chair and easily hear Bhagavad Gita. On 10th of August, that is Sunday. Next Sunday, we will have a big bash. We will celebrate the birthday of the Supreme Personality of Godhead who spoke Bhagavad Gita. How many of you will come? We will have a Janmashtami celebration here in IAI. Not even half an hour. You might be going to your friend's birthday, but this will be the birthday of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So all of you are invited. Of Radha Krishna, and everyone is invited. and we'll have a lot of participation, talk, and kirtan, and participation, and of course, you will have lots of prasad also. Hare Krishna. Thank you all very much. All of you are invited to come to our Sattvic mess and have Krishna. All glories to Bhagavad Gita, all glories to the assembled persons. Hare Krishna. So first we have to complete this chapter. We are only on the 10th verse.